Today we're going to learn how to set up a test server and actually start seeing our website properly inside our website so we can start using CSS, JavaScript, just create regular pages that can do something inside our website. So I want to mention something before we get started here, because this is going to be a slightly technical video, but let's just take things one step at a time and everything will be okay. Now, the way we're going to do things is actually going to change a little bit because Laravel does have things included into a default installation. So right now, inside my project here, you can see that we have something called PACKAGE.JSON. We also have something called VITE.CONFIG.JS. And this is something that we need to use in order to get this working with the test server. And this is actually something that is set up for us already, so we don't have to start installing a bunch of things and including packages inside our project. So we're actually skipping quite a few steps here to set up things inside our Laravel project because they come by default. But in case you're sitting there with a project that does not have the VITE.CONFIG.JS or the PACKAGE.JS, I will have a very extensive list of things you need to do in order to install things properly from scratch. It's going to be a step-by-step guide. I will link it inside the description so you can just kind of go through it. Again, if you get some sort of error messages and they tell me that they got this specific error and we figure out how to solve it, I will also include those fixes inside a pinned comment inside the comment section of this video here, okay? So if you get error messages, I will try to pin a comment with all different solutions in it to help people out the best way possible. So what we're gonna do in this video here is we're gonna set up a testing server, because right now, if I go ahead and turn on my XAMPP, I'm running my Apache server, my SQL server, and I go inside my browser and go inside my project here, you can see that we have the home page that we set up in the last video. So again, if you don't have this, we did this in the last video. We just basically deleted the front page that Laravel gave us by default and we created our own front page instead, which is what we want, right? We don't want to have the Laravel default website. So going inside our project, we do have some things set up already if you do have the same Laravel version as I do. And what we're going to go ahead and do here is we're actually going to start setting up a testing server that we can use inside this project here. The first thing you need to do in order to get this working is make sure you have Node.js installed on your system. And this is very easy to do. Okay, so you just go inside nodejs.org and you're going to go into download. You're going to tell them, what are you sitting on? Are you sitting on Windows, Mac, Linux? So go inside the drop down and just make sure that you pick the latest long-term support build, which is the LTS version. Download that one. It's going to give you an installation file. Just click it, install it. It's pretty simple. It's just next, install it. And it should install it on your system and everything should be good. So it's pretty simple to do. The reason we want to have Node.js on our system is because it has some things that is going to allow for us to run this testing server, because we need to have Node.js to do that. Node.js, for people who don't know, is basically JavaScript, but server-side JavaScript. So it's something that allows for us to do JavaScript things on servers, which is going to help us when it comes to doing server-related things that requires JavaScript to do certain things. In this case here, we're trying to set up a test server, which is going to update automatically inside the browser. Whenever we start changing things inside the editor, it's going to automatically change things inside the browser. And when we have a version that we're happy with, we can then create a build version, which is going to be the actual live version, which is going to then get copied inside the public folder. So that's basically what we're doing in this video here. So now the first thing I want to make sure that everyone has done already, which I showed in the last video, is if you go inside your website folder, go down to where we have the .env file, which means environment. So if you click on it, you need to make sure that when you go up to where your link is or the app URL, that you have it set to the public folder inside this project here, because when we run the testing environment, it is going to go for this particular path here. So it's very important that this is correct. Otherwise, it's just gonna, if you just have localhost like this, it's just gonna go inside the dashboard folder, which is not where your website is. It's inside the public folder inside your project. The second thing you want to make sure you do is that you're inside the actual first website folder. So if you go up into File and say Open Folder, that you're not inside the dashboard folder, because we did that in the installation video. I believe we ended up inside the dashboard folder. So make sure that you have the first website folder, which is our project folder, as the open folder inside VS Code. Okay, that is also important. Now, once we have this done and Node.js is installed and you change the environment variables, you want to make sure that you go inside your project, and at the bottom here that you have something called package.json, and you also have a VITE.CONFIG.JS. Again, if you don't have these files, I will have a very thorough step-by-step installation process inside the description of this video that shows how to get these if you don't have them. Because again, some Laravel projects may be a little bit different. If you don't have these, I will show how to install those inside the description. Okay. So once you have these files, you want to make sure you go inside VITE.CONFIG.JS and make sure that inside the input down here that it does point to your app.css and the app.js, which is inside your resources folder. Okay, because this is going to be the ones that it uses for developer purposes. So we need to make sure these are the proper links. So if it says something like public instead of, resources, then change it to resources because that's what it needs to say. After that, we can close everything down and we're going to open the terminal because we're going to start creating some commands that I recommend typing inside a document so you remember these for the future. Because anytime you create a new website project, you will have to do this again. So just kind of create a little Word document or something and say, okay, so we have these commands and they do these things. So we know step by step how to set up a testing server. Okay, so again, make sure you're inside your first website folder. This path here needs to be correct. And what we're going to do is we're going to run a command called npm space install vite -save -dev. Once you do that and click enter, it is going to run some configuration. So it's going to set up some things. It's going to include some things inside your project. It's just going to do its thing. I just want to point out here, just so you know, that npm stands for Node.js package manager. So this is a command we use in order to install packages, do various things that might be related to Node.js. So anything that's to do with packages and such, we use the npm command. So right now we're installing a package for Vite, which is the system that we use in order to create a testing server. We do also have something else called Laravel Mix, which is also a way to create a testing server. But in our case here, because it's already kind of built into our Laravel project, we're going to be using Vite because that is what is in here by default. So we're just going to go with what Laravel gives us, okay? At this point here, we can actually already create a testing server because like I said, most of the things are actually set up for us inside a default clean installation of Laravel. So what I can do is I can run a couple of commands inside our terminal in order to actually run the testing server. We can either use npm run dev for the developer server, or we can run a npx vite. Now npx, which is different from npm, stands for Node.js package executor. Execution, something like that, which is actually for running the different package things that we installed inside Node.js, inside, when we installed the packages. So when we actually want to run something from inside Node.js, then we use npx instead. Node.js package execution. I think that's what it stands for. You can look it up. So in this case here, let's actually go ahead and run the npx vite. So I'm going to go inside my terminal and I'm going to run npx vite. If I do that, then it's going to start my testing server. As you can see, we get some information here. We have a local link. This one you do not want to use. But we do also have a Laravel app URL down here. And this is why we had to go inside our environment variables and change it, because otherwise this link down here would not point to your website. It would actually point to just localhost, which means that you're not opening the website, you're opening the dashboard with all your different website projects inside of it, okay? So this link here, if you control click on it, is going to open up your website inside the browser. And you can actually see we're inside the public folder. And we do have home still in here because that is our front page. But you're going to notice that we still don't quite have the CSS working, because in the last video, we did go inside our CSS folder. So if we go up inside our resources, CSS, app.css, you can see that we put in an H1 styling, set the font size to 200, which this clearly is not, because it's still quite tiny. So what we need to do in order to actually link to our CSS files, because we haven't done that yet, typically inside any sort of page inside your website, you have to create a link to your actual CSS file. So if I were to go back inside my views, go inside my home.blade.php, you can see that right below title, we do not have anything. So in order to link to either your CSS or your JavaScript, we do need to add in a line in here. So in order to link to your CSS, you're going to add in this shortcut here. This is a small snippet for Vite, which is the test server we're using right now. So you can see we're linking to resources, CSS, app.css. And you can do the same thing when it comes to JavaScript. So you can go inside your JS folder and say app.js, and this is going to link to your JavaScript file. Now I just saved my document and notice something happened. It said down here inside my terminal, page reload. Okay, so if we go back inside the website, you can actually notice that if we actually it should have done it already, but if I refresh, then you can see it changed size. So it will actually use your CSS now and use your JavaScript inside your website. Interesting thing, it does actually update live. It didn't do that just now. It may sometimes just take a few seconds to do so, but if I were to go inside my website here and just put it over to the side just for now so we can see things. If I were to go inside my CSS file and change things to like, let's say 100, save, then you can see it automatically updates inside the browser. So we do have this automatic updating inside our website so we can actually see things. But now the interesting thing here is that this is only happening inside our testing server, which is what we're running right now. This website here is the testing server. It's not the live version of our website. If I do actually go inside and just access my website normally when this testing server is not running, this CSS is not going to be working. So how do we get this inside the live version? If I go inside my website and say, you know what, I'm happy with this testing build. Let's go ahead and actually compile it and put it inside the live version, which is the public folder up here. Let's actually go and open this folder right now, because right now you can see we just have htaccess, favicon, hot, index, robots. Like we don't have any sort of CSS or JavaScript going on in here. But what I can do is I can go down and actually go inside my terminal and I can run something called npx vite build, which is going to build a version of the website and put it inside our live version. So if I click enter, sometimes it may do this, which is, since it's already running a server inside the browser, you may not be able to type commands. So just go ahead and kill the terminal, which is under this little icon over here on the right. Go up, create a new version of the terminal, and just type this again. So we're going to say npx vite build. And then it's going to start doing things. So it's going to start loading, it's building, and then you can see, oh, build complete in 272 milliseconds. And if I go inside my public folder, oh, we have a build inside this folder here. So if I open this one, you can see, oh, we have something called assets. If I go in here, then we have a app-something.css and an app-something.js. And this is actually the CSS and the JavaScript for this particular live version. So basically it goes in and compiles everything and squeezes everything together. You can see this looks different than what we have in here, because here we have spaces, we have everything on a new line, but this version here has everything compressed to make things a little bit faster. So this is actually now working inside the live version of the website. Now we did actually kill the terminal down here, so we do not have a testing version going on of the website right now. So if I go in and refresh, you're going to see, oh, well, it actually, in just a second, it's still loading. Okay, so we did actually run into a small hiccup here. As you can see, we don't actually have the styling working inside the live build, which is supposed to be the exact same thing as our test build, because we just built a new live version, right? The reason this is happening, and it took me quite some time to figure out because this has never happened to me before. So if you go back inside your editor, at some point we closed our connection to the test server by clicking the kill terminal button over here. And when you do that, you don't close down the connection properly. And when you're running a test build, it actually creates a small file inside your project called hot. I don't know what this one does. It probably makes things run a little bit faster, I'm guessing, because it's inside a testing environment. But this one will actively block any sort of CSS changes inside your live build. So if you have this file, go ahead and delete it, because you don't need it for anything. In fact, if I actually open up my test server again, so if I say npm run dev and I actually run the testing version, and you can see I have the hot file, but then if I close the connection properly this time without killing the terminal by clicking Control C If I do that, then it asks, do you want to terminate batch job? And you can already see it deleted the file in there. So if I click Y, and now if I go back inside the website, the only thing we did was getting rid of that file. You could just delete it manually, or you could just open the connection again and close it again. If I refresh the browser, oh, now it works. So just a small thing there that I learned just now, that if you delete the hot file, then it's not going to block your CSS inside the live version. So as you can see, now we have a live build. And I just want to say here at the end, before we end the video, that there is many different settings you can tune and adjust in order to say, well, where do you want the build to be? Because you could also put these inside separate files. So you could create a CSS folder and a JavaScript folder and put them in there instead inside the live build. But for now, let's just go and stick to the default, which is just saving it inside a assets folder. So with all this, now you know how to run a test version that you can test inside the browser that updates automatically, as well as creating a live version of your website, which is what we call the production version, because that's the one you use in production inside an actual website. And hopefully it wasn't too confusing of a concept to say, well, we have a testing version, we have a production version, there's two versions of our website, which one is the real one, So I hope I simplified things enough for you to sort of understand what we're doing here. In the next video, we're going to talk a bit about something called routes, which is something we have to learn early on because we use routes constantly inside a website. So now we actually start reaching a point where we can create pages inside our website. I know we didn't go through that thoroughly enough because I just sort of created it for you without telling you what is a route, what is a get method, how can we create a new view. We did that inside our routes folder. We said, okay, if the URL looks like this, then show this page. That's something we're going to talk about in the next video. So we actually start getting to a point where we can build pages using HTML and CSS, and we can go in and use styling and JavaScript. So, now we're getting to a point where you can start building things. So the next step is learning about routes, learning about how to process a form inside your website, how to get data, sending data to other pages, just like you would with any sort of regular PHP website, right? So with that said, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.